Bonjour y'all, my name is Brita, and today on Witches Unite, I'm quickly going over all of the details that you need to know for the upcoming Adversaries event in Harry Potter Wizards Unite, featuring Peter Pettigrew and the ancient Ukrainian Ironbelly. Ooh, thank you Niantic and WUtubers for providing me with this information early so that I could create this video for all of you. So this will be the second March Adversaries event in Harry Potter Wizards Unite. It will be Friday, March 26th until Monday, March 29th, starting and ending at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Similar to pretty much all Adversaries events, we will have boosted adversaries on the map. These will mostly be the featured adversaries, but similar to past events, we will also see pretty much all of the other adversaries. In fact, the very first day of the Narcissa Malfoy event, I saw plenty of adversaries, but not a single Narcissa Malfoy. So, you know, whatever. There will also be increased boosts of the ingredients needed for Witch Sharpening Potion. When you use Master Notes, that will reduce the brewing time on Witch Sharpening Potion and all the similar potions by 50%. And of course, there will be a free store pack, tasks, and rewards. So let's get into the details. Quickly, tasks and rewards. You can follow along on my screen with the infographic created collectively by the NDA team. Orange Wizard is going through some personal stuff at the moment and is unable to create graphics like he usually does. So we at the NDA team love Orange Wizard. He is our friend and we want to support him. So we are just working together to do our own graphics that are not nearly as beautiful as his, so that all of you at home can follow along if you are a visual person. All right, defeat 35 foes in Wizarding challenges, use Master Notes 8 times, earn 1500 challenge XP through Wizarding challenges and or adversary chains, use 10 of any Stimulo potion against adversaries, return 20 artifact fragments from Peter Pettigrew and or the Ukrainian Ironbelly chains, deal 30,000 damage to adversaries, defeat Peter Pettigrew 3 times, defeat the Ukrainian Ironbelly 3 times. You get individual rewards for doing all of that, but you also get the overall rewards: 5 Defense Against the Dark Arts books, 30 spell energy, 500 Wizarding XP, and 60 gold. So I am not really going to break down the easy tasks. I think you guys know how to earn challenge XP and how to do Master Notes at this point. But I am going to go through some of the more difficult tasks and offer advice on how to do them, while also offering some constructive criticism to the game developers for things that I dislike. First, I do want to go over advice, and all of this advice is assuming that you will be able to encounter a sufficient number of adversaries to complete these tasks, which is a big assumption. So, returning the 20 artifact fragments. These can be from the Peter Pettigrew or the Ukrainian Ironbelly chains. So each time you defeat the entire adversary chain, you get 4 fragments. So by defeating Peter Pettigrew 3 times, you'll get 12 fragments. By defeating the Ukrainian Ironbelly 3 times, you'll get 12 fragments. That's 24 artifact fragments. So if you are choosing to complete those tasks of completing those adversary chains, you know, totally defeating Peter Pettigrew, totally defeating the Ukrainian Ironbelly, you'll automatically get the 20 artifact fragments. However, you will not quite deal 30,000 damage. So, and of course, my math is like over there and I wrote it down. So okay, if you defeat Peter Pettigrew 3 times, then you will deal 13,908 damage. If you defeat the Ukrainian Ironbelly 3 times, you will deal 15,321 damage. So that is not quite 30,000 damage total. The good thing is there will be other adversaries on the map, as already mentioned, and if you've done the previous events, you have certainly observed this yourself. So it's not going to take that many other adversaries to deal the required 30,000 damage, especially once you add it into the damage dealt for Peter Pettigrew 3 times and the ancient Ukrainian Ironbelly 3 times. Now for the constructive criticism. If you are a player who does not get very much Wizards Unite activity on the map at your home, once again, you cannot complete this event unless you have stockpiled edible dark marks from previous events. And this is so frustrating to me because we are still in a global pandemic. A lot of you know, if you follow me on social media, that I did get my first shot of the Pfizer vaccine. I am immunocompromised, so I moved into the priority list in Georgia recently, and I was able to get my first shot, which is great. I'm super excited. As an immunocompromised person, I'm at higher risk of dying if I get COVID. So getting a vaccine is amazing, but not everyone has that access. You know, I had to jump through so many hoops just to get an appointment, which was already difficult for me as an intelligent person with a lot of flexibility in my schedule, who has excellent internet access. So getting the vaccine appointments are already more difficult for other people. And that's assuming you're even eligible, right? You know, Dan is young and healthy, so he's not going to be eligible for quite some time. And this is also mainly just talking about the United States. Wizards Unite is a global game. There will be countries that won't fully be able to vaccinate their citizens for like 2 or 3 more years. And I just think it's irresponsible to create event tasks in a game that has supposedly been adapted to play at home, but not everyone can play it at home. Because, as I'm sure you guys are aware, Tonic for Trace Detection is an amazing equalizer for other Wizards Unite events. Community Day, Brilliant events, Wizarding Weekend, Spotlight events. Edible dark marks are considerably more difficult to get. And you also don't get nearly as many traces. You know, each edible dark mark only gives you 3 adversaries, whereas a Tonic for Trace Detection in the adjusted play at home, you know, version, you get 30 traces on the map. And so I'm just really frustrated. Not for me, but for all of you, because I'm going to be okay. I've completed most of the Adversaries events. I didn't get on my wit sharpening potions during the very first one back in December. I get plenty of activity here at home. I have gotten a bunch of edible dark marks through like random playing that I can use those if I need to. My neighborhood, especially if I walk around and I leave my little house and walk around my neighborhood, I do get plenty of adversaries during events. But that's not true of everybody. There are people who have 0 map activity at their house. In fact, if I extend my walk to the adjoining neighborhood, like we share an entrance, okay, they're immediately adjacent to my neighborhood, all map activity disappears. And it's right next to my neighborhood. So I wish the game was giving players more edible dark marks, and I wish that the boosted adversaries were boosted at a much higher rate for edible dark marks, because that's the other issue. I don't know the exact numbers, but basically the boost percentage is higher for adversaries on the map than it is for adversaries you get from edible dark marks. So with only 3 adversaries per edible dark mark, you might not even notice that adversaries are boosted. Anyway, I'm just really frustrated because you'll need to encounter 6 total of the boosted adversaries, 3 Peter Pettigrew and 3 of the ancient Ukrainian Ironbelly, and then 1 other adversary of any type in order to complete all of the event tasks. And you only get 1 edible dark mark in the free store pack. None of the task rewards give out an edible dark mark. So this is really hard, and it's going to be impossible for some players if they, for safety reasons, for legal reasons, have to play from home. So that is my piece. I kept my rant to a minimum in the previous video, but this is continuing to be a problem, and I am really, really upset about it. Alright, this ending has gotten really long, so I'm going to finish it up. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more Wednesday night content, subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, au revoir, witches.